Okay, guys. We're live again. We're live again. If you're seeing this, checking in for day three. Checking in for day three. Yes. All right. All right. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for locking in. If you're seeing this, you probably have just you're checking in with me for day three. Where's my camera? Okay. Day three of the Affluent Accelerators Challenge. The 100K in 30 days. So today, I'm just going to do a brief check-in before I go on about my day. It's already the mid of the day. It's already the mid of the day today. And I just decided to make this before I go on with the day. So yesterday, um, I was talking about a few things I was working on, our payments pages and stuff like that. I also did work around um, the same thing over the night today, and today I just really wanted to share insight for everyone out there, and let's get started. So so yesterday I also mentioned about WOP. I think if I go to my screen now, come in. I also mentioned about WOP, how WOP was receiving a new investor, the main investor, right? Maybe what would I call their co-founder, and WOP was just like another community platform, just like Facebook. Quite the future of things everybody's getting into. And on my post yesterday, um, I made a note of how I looked into the work business to look at how they were doing things and how we could also, better structure for CollabsPay and stuff like that. So CollabsPay is basically just solving a payment solution, right? And if you're seeing this, you probably run an agency, you've been in this space for a while. And one thing I wanted to note is how agencies, right, how small businesses right now are beginning to come into the place where people are now beginning to take rev share deals, right? And while I was preparing for this, one of the first thing I really wanted to note, I really wanted to talk about was if you run a tech company, you run a SaaS company, and you have a product that is helping people make more money, right? And you're not charging a revenue of that, you're losing a lot. You're putting a lot of money on the table. You're leaving a lot of money on the table. So if you run a SaaS, if you run a service brand, you run a service based product or a service based business that is helping your clients generate more income, and you're not having to take a percent of that growth you're generating for them. We are already at that very point. Businesses have actually come to that point where small businesses, small contractors, like anybody else out there, can actually begin to request revenue shares for how much effort, how much their product or their service is doing for a particular business. So I remembered a scenario of Gumroad, right? Gumroad's success story, breaking even. Let's just put it that way, right? Let's just put it that way. So I remembered Gumroad's success last year. Gumroad's success sometimes around last 2 years or something. They were really running low on their finances. Not running low. Their model was keeping them aback. I really don't have the words to actually describe that, right? If you know Gumroad, let's go to Google and let's talk about Gumroad. So Gumroad. So if you've probably heard of this company, right? If you've probably heard of this company, Gumroad, right? If you've probably heard of this company, Gumroad. So they were at some point last year. They were at some point last year, where not last year, sorry, like some few years ago, where they were actually, should I say, losing on the finance side of things. I really don't have all the backup for this. I'm just speaking so random. But all I knew was it was just recently they broke even to become a profitable company. And why was that? This platform, Gumroad, was helping people print millions and millions of dollars every single month, but they were spending hell. They were spending a hell lot um, on operations and the cost for running their business, right? So what was their pricing model before? It was a free platform for creators to use. Then they charged a little. Well, I really don't have the walkthrough. But what did they do to break even? That is what I know. That is what I know, and that is what I really want to talk about. So what did Gumroad do to break even? So what they did was they actually restructured their pricing model, right? This was a platform that was helping people make more money. This was a platform that was helping creators double their income over time. And the platform itself was losing money. The platform itself was running into debt and loss over and over again. But the one thing they tweaked that changed everything for them, right? The one thing Gumroad tweaked in their business that changed everything was their pricing model. And just the same way it applies for any other business out there. If you're that kind of business where what you do is directly connected to how much your client makes, and you're only taking retainers on that, you're probably losing a lot. But anyway, that's just the normal freelance world, right? That's what freelancers do, right? But what people have come up to in these few days, right, is being able to ask for revenue shares for how much they generate their clients, for how much they make their clients. So this is the next game of things. And this is where CollabsPay is actually coming in, where people can finally make this kind of deals with no hassle at all. That's where the CollabsPay solution is actually coming in to help people solve these particular problems, where small business owners can actually finally become co-partners, co-creators with their clients because of their service inputs, and they could gain lifetime revenues, like lifetime growth share of how much their service is delivering in the business, right? I probably don't have all the English for that, but that's what I really wanted to talk about. If you remember, I think that was day 2 or day 3. Day 3 was yesterday. If you remember, that was day 2. I spoke about something, helping people charge iTicket, right? The concept for charging iTicket. The concept for charging iTicket in your business is not directly proportional to your deliverables, right? It's not directly proportional to the tangible deliverables you offer. It's a lot of people can do that. A lot of people can offer more screens, more design screens. A lot of people can do that. So, but where does charging iTicket come from? Charging iTicket comes from the intangible part of things that actually comes with your service. So, although the intangible part of things that are not directly correlated as physical deliverables, intangible as they can't really get their hands on it. I mean, if you're in a business where your your results, your services cannot be directly tied to an income, cannot be directly tied to a growth in income, right? The best things for you to do is charging iTickets would be related to the intangible part of things you actually provide. What are the intangible side of things you could actually develop on that actually makes your product or your service worth more? So now these are where those who charge iTicket, this is where they focus on. Everybody are good on this skill. I mean, there are probably people who have top 100% badass skill in copywriting, badass skill in this, badass skill in that, but they're not able to attain the level where small beginners are actually printing their millions. So it's not really about the tangible deliverable that comes with your service. The real money is made by the perception. Now let's look at some of the high brands, Gucci, Fendi, all of these brands. Their brands, the reason why these brands charge so high for their product, it's not directly connected to what they're giving. It's not directly connected to the quality of the leather. Any small business owner could actually do that as well. It's actually the feel that comes with the brand. That's an intangible side of things. It's not, there's no direct value you could hold. It's a sense, it's a feeling, it's a sense of feel, and that is where the real money is made. That's where the real money is made. It could be by association. People want to be associated with your brand. People want to be associated with your kind of doing things, your way of doing things. This is where culture comes in. This is where the real money prints. Because if you're still stuck on the service level, that's where a million other people are. That's where a million other people think to grow their businesses, right? But trust me, that is not as much scalable. Everybody could be just as perfect as you, delivering the same quality of product, but not everybody charge might be able to charge the same way, right? I might deliver quality just as you deliver quality and still make more than you do. So literally that's the game out there. That's the game out there. But anyway, that's what I really wanted to talk about today. But that was just a quick insight on the side. But let's get to what I really wanted to present. So that was just on the side. I wanted to share you what the CollabsPay solution is actually bringing to the market. So okay, so imagine that solution, right? That solution where now one of the things I actually was saying before now was the solution of how people made quick money, right? This is the age where people are making quick money. And like I said, if you had seen my first post when the challenge began, I was talking about how I had failed on so many other things. I mean, up until now, right? And we're about to change that up, right? And I was talking about some of the things that I really have spent my time studying over time, right? And I spoke about the fact that studying businesses, studying that principle that makes systems change, those little tweak that people put into business that makes the money print like crazy. And I really will be talking about this over time. I might not be able to get into all the detail for this demo right now, or this walkthrough right now, but these are the things I will begin to talk about more often and sharing my thoughts about. And if you're interested in, you want to stick around and follow me through. So I gave the scenario of how small businesses are coming into the place where people are requesting reward for their efforts in the business. Meaning, I have an input in your business. I want to request a reward for that. I don't just want to get paid a retainer while you go on to make a million, right? I want to request a reward for that. I want to request a reward, a percentage of growth for how much money I generate to your business. And this is where the real money prints, right? I mean, just for anybody, just doesn't necessarily have to be on the contractor side of things. I mean, in business, if you provide a solution that helps your client make double up their revenue, and there's a tangible correlation between your input and how much is generated. I mean, you definitely should be asking for more. And that's where the CollabsPay actually comes to play. Another solution the CollabsPay actually comes to solve, right, is now there was a time the MRR thing was a bank. I mean, the MRR thing is still a bank, right? I'd seen communities over the space of 4 years generate over $47 million, right? $47 million just because of this simple selling system. Now, what was the crazy thing behind this system? The crazy thing behind the system was somebody owned the product, gave other people resale rights to that product, and the loop went on and on and on and on and on to generating millions in collective sales. But the funny thing was, the problem now lied on the fact that the creators for this product could not actually make as much income as they probably wanted. Now, the concept for MRR, right? Now, let's talk about the MRR case. The concept for MRR in the first place is to create a momentum. That keeps like that one drop, that one effort that could make a massive explosion. So meaning, I think the MRR side of things is a very good concept if you're starting small and you want a quick growth. You want a very rapid growth. The fact that you're able to give other people the same sense of authority, the same sense of opportunity you currently hold for yourself, the fact that you're able to share that with a lot of other people, it's a very good selling mechanics. I probably will talk about that more. It's a very good selling mechanics when you're able to give other people the same sense of power you hold, to make an income for yourself, and you're able to give it to other people, trust me, you have just created a loop of viral income. But what should I say? It is what it is. But one of the problems I noticed for the MRL model of things is that the creators for these businesses, the creators for this product, they only made fast success in the short while where they were able to just in the path of building momentum. But once the momentum keeps up, it's hard for them to really actually make more income. Now, I see many of these successful MRL communities now pivot back to affiliate marketing, right? Because these creators knew they were losing a lot of money. Imagine generating over $47 million, and you don't have you can't actually direct a percent of that that says that, oh, this is my product, this is how well my product is doing in the market. I want to own a percentage of that growth, but they couldn't because they literally gave resale right license. They gave like I'm giving it all out. I'm giving it all out, and go on to do what you want with it. But I think the only level of control these people had was they had the full access to their product. While they gave other people resale license, they actually fulfilled the product themselves. Meaning, so these communities I was talking about, they had their their communities on school. They had a kind of community where the product could not necessarily be exported out of their control, but they could control the product. But the selling side of things, they were literally off off hands, like they were hands off the revenue part of things, and that was where these people began to lose money. Well, I've not seen anybody who's lost money, but I definitely know the reason why many of these communities have now finally pivoted back to affiliate marketing is because they can now see for themselves that it's not, they don't have the control, giving other people a resale right and still able to take a percentage of growth. And these are the problems we're actually solving. These are the problems we're actually solving. And trust me, this is going to be a bank in no time from now. These are the problems we're solving because these are the bottlenecks these people experiences. So $47 million in sale, and you can only account for that much you've generated for yourself, not how much your product has generated for other people. So you can only account for how much you've done in personal sales, or rather, when you're supposed to be accounting for how much your product has done, helping other people grow their income, charging a percentage of growth. This is the good side of things. This is the good side of things, and this is where CollabsPay is actually coming to play. So structured. So on this particular note here, I'd spoken about, yeah, I'd gone in depth on this particular different pricing models, right, and how they really work. But I guess we'd have to close it here. I'm running low on battery right now, but I guess we'd have to close it here. But I hope you actually got a juice for value for me checking in for day three, day four, yeah, day four. So it's nice to check in today, and I'll catch you guys on another one. So I would love to talk about this more often. I would keep on showing up till we get this done. 100K in 30 days. This is day 4. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. Catch you guys. Peace. All right. Bye.